G'day viewers and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Blokesworld. Once again we find ourselves in Las Vegas. We're at the SHOT Show. We got the classic Aussies, the boys from Spike over there. Say g'day. Hey guys. Awesome. And this is what you're going to see on tonight's episode. G'day viewers and welcome back to the fantastic episode of Blokesworld. Where's my notes? Where's my paper? Here it is. Okay, on tonight's episode, we're back at the Venetian in Las Vegas to check out the SHOT Show. From there, we'll go up to central Queensland for the bulls, bikes, buggies and bands and catch up with Australian bull riding legend, Kai Hamilton. From bull riding, we head down to Amba in central Queensland for the Australian titles. We're talking lawnmower racing, and this week we've got a great bloke. From lawnmowers to Ford Falcon station wagons, we're on our way back down to Goulburn and check in with Team Blokesworld as they're on day 2 of the 24-hour race. And as well as that, we'll be giving you a sneak preview of our brand new series, Blokesworld Thailand, where we jump on dirt bikes and ride from Chiang Mai to the Burma border. So stick around, this is a great episode. But first up, we'd love to introduce you to a top chick we met in Las Vegas. Her name's Aureen Julie, and here she is right now.
My name is Julie. I'm from Israel. I'm 24 and I served in the IDF for 3 years in the infantry, and I'm a shooter and a model. So shooting is my hobby, and you can see me on my Instagram. I'm doing shooting stuff and guns model and all this stuff. It's Aureen Julie on Instagram. And this is what I do. You can see also photos from my service in the IDF, and that's it. Yeah, it's mandatory, but girls have to do like 2 years. I did 3 years because I served as a combat soldier, and I really had a lot of fun. I served in the West Bank, in Jericho, and in the borders of Israel. So, men served 3 years, and women 2 years. I did 3 years.
Excellent. And did you enjoy being part of the army?
Yeah, I really like it. It's very hard, but I really like it. Yeah, now we are in Vegas, so I went to Vegas. I will be in France, Germany soon this year.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, Blokesworld.
Ah, what a top chick. Anyway, right now, would you believe it? We're going to cross the casino floor and make our way downstairs to the hunting department. Now, there's one thing that we really want to stress, viewers, before you pick up your keyboard to start that blog or ring up the channel. This is not a gun show that you can come and buy guns. This is not even open to the public. This is a trade show for the industry. Anyway, right now, let's go downstairs and meet the crew from Lucky Duck.
So I'm Ricky Hart. I'm the sales manager for Lucky Duck Premium Decoys. It's a fantastic role. Not only do I sell just domestically, but I also sell internationally as well. So currently right now we are a key player in the motorized market for waterfowl, predator, dove, and newly this year, turkey as well. So behind me we actually have some of our flapping wing goose decoys. So we've had one out that's been here for about 4 years, and now we just came out with another new one that's called the Super Goose Flapper. It's going to have a much more robust design. It has more motion. And it's got several speeds on it, so it's much better than the one that we previously had, and it's going to do a lot better. Great for decoying geese. We have a federal waterfowl stamp that you have to purchase in order to hunt in any state within the United States, and about 90 to 98% of those funds actually go back into conservation. And then we'll also have good organizations like Ducks Unlimited and Delta Waterfowl that us as hunters, we promote, and we do local chapter banquets for, fundraise money. We donate products. Some of the chapters buy the product, and silent auctions, and all that money is driven back into conservation to create better habitat for waterfowl.
Right now, let's head up to Amba to check in with a bunch of grass cutters.
Mate, it's the best thing you can do, really. It's affordable. People with not much money can do it. You can get yourself sideways. I love it. Well, it started off as an old white, and We don't use much of them, the bonnet, the dash and the seat and the mudguard sort of thing, and the rest we build a frame. It's got to be specific to a mower, be it a greenfield or a rover or something like that. Yeah, it gets a bit muddy out there at times, and you need to be able to see. So we've got the roll-offs on the goggles there, but I put the GoPro on, and one corner it's all blacked out, so I just glued on some roll-ons off another pair of goggles, and yeah, I usually get a good film out of it. Sometimes you want to catch the mistakes, you know. Yeah, I run a hand throttle. It's personal choice. I've got my brake on that side, and it's just too busy for me, so I just use the hand throttle. I think to me, I've got more control. But young people get on these things and learn how to drive in the mud. So the first time they're in that car and they hit that roundabout and there's a bit of diesel or a bit of oil on it, they're not going to slam the brakes on. They're probably going to try and drive out of it, just as a natural reaction. So I think there's a big plus in it there.
Right now we're going to a commercial break, but don't you go anywhere. Still to come, we got bull riding, car racing and dirt bikes. See you after this. Just got back to the room, massive day at the gun show. Camera 3, you hungry?
It's coming.
Alright, no mate, I've got some food here.
Oh,
Yeah! Cheese in a can. That's living. Oh, apologies viewers if anyone is eating at home, but cheese in a can, we love it. Oh well, I do. Anyway, right now let's go up to Central Queensland to Bulls, Bikes, Buggies and Bands and catch him with a young gun that's killing it overseas.
Out of 104 competitors, he made it to top 10 in the United States. And you can see why. Look out. Oh, Mackay, your cowboy's a good one. Give it up for him. Hot diggity dog.
It's been 725 days since he was on Blokesworld last. Kai Hamilton, welcome back to the show.
Thanks. Nice to see you again.
Mate, you were absolutely killing it out there. And I remember last time we were chatting about 2 years ago, you were getting all excited. You were about to go to America and compete in the Worlds. How did that go for you?
Yeah, it was good. I didn't go as good as I would have liked, but I finished 15th overall out of 100 bull riders, so I learned a lot, got a lot out of it, and yeah, hopefully going back.
Mate, it's awesome, and word on the grapevine is that you've actually picked up a bull riding scholarship to go and study in America.
Yeah, I have. I get to go do welding as like an apprenticeship kind of thing, and then the rest of the time it's just bull riding and whatever I can do to make myself a better bull rider, so I'm excited.
Mate, it's awesome. We were just talking before, it's kind of like you just joined the Defence Force and you're getting paid to get your trade in welding, but then you got all afternoon to go bull riding.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the ideal thing. I couldn't think of anything better, so I'm looking forward to it.
No, and it's awesome, man. Whereabouts in America were you talking?
Odessa, Texas. It's pretty much nearly in the heart of bull country, so yeah, there was plenty of rodeos to do there, bull ridings, and yeah, just a great place to be. A few other Aussies have gone there, and a lot of the greats in rodeo history and bull riding history have gone to the same college, so I think it's a great place.
Mate, it's awesome. And we should explain, like, if you're in Texas, if you get a bull riding scholarship, it's like getting in the first 15 or the first 11 or first 13 in football, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like NRL over here, pretty much. It's big.
Yeah. And so what's the goal? To go study at this college and maybe move into the PBR?
Yeah, I'm go there to get me feet underneath me and get myself sorted, and yeah, try and make it in the PBR as quick as I can and get into the big shows.
You've been over there now a couple of times. How do the girls love your accent?
Oh, they love you. They just flock to you as soon as you speak, so you can't complain.
Look at that teenage grin. You're just killing it out there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, awesome. CQBBBB. Just 45 minutes inland from Mackay, an absolutely cracking weekend. Anyway, right now, let's head down to Goulburn and catch up with Team Blokesworld in their Killed by Death station wagon as we check in with what's happening at the 24-hour Lemons race.
I've said it a million times, this is the best thing we've ever done. Well, we've been going hard all day because the car's actually on 6 cylinders today, and it is just powering. I mean, it sounds mean, it looks mean, I mean, it looks fast today. I mean, everyone's taking, I took 20 seconds off my lap time, and everyone else is taking like 10 to 15 seconds off their lap time from yesterday.
So Ado got this sweet as mirror lens for his helmet, but I think it was reflecting in the mirrors in the car and the rear view and confusing him. Maybe the mirror was on the inside.
Between myself, Mick, and camera 3, well, between you two, you destroyed a set of brake pads, then I destroyed the next set of brake pads, and then Brownie just had to go out with 0 brakes. And I saw him do a donut. Oh man, it's just, I haven't laughed so much in a weekend, and it's just so good because leading up to this, it's been just so stressful. Trying to get the car here, trying to organise, you know, 6 other blokes, because it's just normally me and camera 3 that make the show. So it's been a big roller coaster of a ride, but once the car got on the track this morning, every minute, every dollar, absolutely worth it. Bucket list ticked. You know, once again, I started off as first driver this morning. I got locked in the car nice and early, went out to the track, and as soon as I left pit lane, it just sounded throaty. It just sounded like a big angry XR. You know, it was just this big ugly sound, and because you're in a station wagon, there's so much room in there, so the sound just sounds amazing. And I'm just driving around, and I remember yesterday when we arrived, we missed practice, so my first ever drive in a car race was on the grid, and I didn't know where the second turn after the first one was. So I was basically looking in my mirror all the time, trying to keep out of everyone's way and letting people through and, you know, being Mr. Nice Guy. Well, today I lived up to my status as being a Gemini, because today I was the complete opposite of yesterday. I was shutting down the door, I was squealing. I mean, I was laughing to myself in the car. I was getting all emotional. It's been such a road trip here. It was, I can't even put it into words, but to actually be in a station wagon and hear it purring and just bounce it off like ripple strips that'll just shoot you into the next corner. And we've invested that much in that roll cage. It's probably 2 ton more metal than we need in there. So when we're out there, it's like a caravan. So it's like you're in a corner like this, but when you come out, other cars go like that. This thing just flicks you. If anything, this is the first car I've been in and nearly been seasick. I mean, I can't even, I mean, yesterday compared to today, even the boys next door to us, they came in and said, what the hell? Like, I was shutting down the door. Like, if you wanted to come on the inside of me, you weren't coming through. And with a station wagon, you've got a long way to get around, you know. We put a new gearbox seals in as well, which meant today there was a lot more whacking it down and using engine braking, which was awesome. I can't put it into words. It's just, I don't understand why for the last 16 years making Blokesworld, we've been filming other people racing.
Excuse me, Dougie. It's all right with you if we go to commercial break?
Yeah, mate, no problem.
No worries. See you after this. And welcome back to Blokesworld. Right now we're going to head down to Goulburn. It's day 2 of the 24-hour race. That's right, they split it across 2 days. You race 12 hours each day. Right now, let's check in with camera 3.
What I was doing wrong on the Saturday was I've been in totally the wrong gear for pretty much the whole track. Changing up at about 3,500 RPM because we didn't have the rev gauge. I didn't want to blow the motor up, so I was changing up way too early. I was going up the hill after turn 1 and 2, up the hill in 3rd gear. That was wrong. And that's probably costing me 5 seconds of the 14 seconds I've made up with my lap time today. So barreled down out of the pits, merged nicely with a few cars, and it was on. I was in the right gear for turn 1, 2nd gear all the way up the hill.
Adam's in the car.
keeping up with the traffic this time. I'd already had that left then right at the top of as you approach the top of the hill. I had them pretty sus, but I'd been in the wrong gear for those as well. And then the entire top of the hill becomes one big corner. Full tilt, station wagon's leaning over 20 degrees, back into third down the hill, and I'd had that downhill section sussed as well. And after that, the whole thing's just a big blur. I know there was screaming. I was tearing up at one point. I'm just feeling a bit now because it's just been the best day of my life. We've come to this racetrack. We've had an average day on the Saturday. We've all sat around getting to know each other because the whole time that you guys have been building the car, I've been in the studio editing our Erzberg series, and so I didn't even get to have that sort of working on the car nights. And you know, I just got to watch it on Instagram like everyone else, so I sort of missed out a bit there. But you know, hanging with all these guys and going through this experience at the same time, getting today's game plan sorted out, and just everything working 100%. You know, yesterday I fried the brakes. Everyone knows that.
We had some nice fat chunky brake pads on there. 13 laps later, metal on metal.
I was using the brakes to stop the car and, you know, sort of giving it a blip on the throttle to look after the clutch and make sure the drivetrain was all right. This time, bang it back in a second, modulate the clutch out because the brakes seem to be biased to the front. So if you're braking, you're going to understeer and just plough forward, scrub the front tyres. But by pulling the clutch out at the same time, you're getting more braking on the rear wheels. That gets the back out. All of a sudden, you've just got the whole car balanced around those corners on entry instead of just trying to get slow enough to power out of it. So all of a sudden, it's a whole new car, it's a whole new driver. And I think I put in a couple of laps that I was really happy with. But the main thing was, because yesterday we were the roadblocks, we were slowing everyone up. You weren't fast enough to get a handle on the track. And by having that extra 6th cylinder in the car working, so we had more power, all of a sudden you weren't constantly being overtaken. It gave us the time to learn the racing line. And so, you know, then the maths kicks in, okay? On that left-hand turn, I was actually approaching quite fast and then going out wide. So I was sacrificing a bit of speed to turn around the left-hander and using that extra momentum to get, you know, hopefully more seconds off up the top part of the hill. So hopefully that worked out. I don't know if it did or not, but something worked. I just spat everywhere. It's a bit of an effort. It's like putting a band together. It's like, you know, organising a party. But everyone knows someone who either has the skills or has Google. Tools are cheap these days. All you've got to do is come to a Lemons race. Any person in any pit bay will be happy to tell you everything they know. And there's guys around here in these pits that know it all, and they will tell you everything you need to know. They'll take you under their wing. Just come here, meet the people, realise that if you're not here, you're missing out. Get yourself a car.
Best weekend of our lives.
Yeah, this was so mint.
Well, viewers, we've got a yellow flag right now, so it's time to go to commercial break. This is the best day of my life. See you after these messages. Woo! Yeah!
I'm telling you right now, viewers, the 24-hour Lemons race, it's an absolutely cracking way to spend a weekend. Anyway, right now we're going to a commercial break. We'll see you after these messages for more Blokesworld. Well, viewers, I hope you've enjoyed our Las Vegas Lemons series. Coming up next week, we've got a brand new series, Blokesworld Thailand. Here's just a little grab. We'll see you next week for more Blokesworld and a brand new series.
So all our trips start and finish in Chiang Mai. So we'll always do about 50, 60 Ks out just to get the feel, and everyone can get the feel of the bike. And then we can pull over if we need to and do any adjustments. Because everyone's different size, levers, all that sort of stuff.
That's gold.
Have a drink before we get anywhere into the bush.
We had about 30, 40 kilometres of traffic and a couple of moments there it was a bit sketchy. Old Ado had his left blinker on, I think, for about 65 kilometres.
From that moment on, we just went through deepest jungle and on. We found some pretty good trails.
And I'm like, oh, and I was like,
12 viewers, that's all we can fit in tonight's episode, but taking us out once again, it's our segment, The Things I Made Camera 3 Eat.